Hello, everyone. Welcome to my recorded lecture. In this new chapter in Purposive Communication, we are going to explore the art of public speaking. So, first and foremost, let's talk about the paradox that is public speaking. Since as a theory, in theory, it sounds so simple. You just need a message, just have to speak or talk about it in front of someone, and then that's it, right? But in practice, you will realize that learning how to speak and having a message to tell is not enough. It's a bit complicated process that requires a lot of practice, a lot of mistakes. So here in this discussion, we are going to embark into the journey of the art of public speaking. It's a skill that could totally empower us to share our ideas confidently, but also connects us with our audience in meaningful ways. So, whether you wanted to refine your skills in public speaking or you wanted to face your stage fright, this lecture will guide you with the tools and techniques to elevate your public speaking abilities.
So, as the name implies, public speaking is speaking in public. Your early exposures to it can either be in school through hosting a program, reciting the loyalty pledge, reading the mechanics of contests or games, campaigning during a campus election, or perhaps joining in contests. Therefore, public speaking is not a new concept to us. We have been doing it ever since we learned how to talk. However, public speaking as a formal practice is not really explored and learned by many, as most of us are afraid to face the public. This is why people would normally associate a good speaker with a good leader. When we talk of an effective speaker, we often think of someone who is good in oral communication. But it's not just about speaking well, but at the same time, you must also learn how to connect, understand, and lead with clarity and empathy. Qualities which are often observed among effective leaders. So in this topic, we will try to understand and break down what makes an effective leader also an effective speaker. So an effective speaker knows how to listen attentively, which means that this is not just about hearing words, but more importantly, it involves understanding the underlying meaning behind those words. So through listening carefully, leaders can identify the needs and concern of their team. Another reason why an effective leader is also an effective speaker is that he or she knows how to collaborate with others. So, being a leader is not a solo journey, it needs collaboration, which means that being able to, you know, express yourself effectively with others, know how to share the ideas, and build consensus means that through these actions, through these collaborations, you will be able to create a stronger and united team. Another reason why an effective leader is also an effective speaker is that He or she knows how to use critical thinking and problem solving skills. So, this means that they must be able to articulate issues clearly and be able to engage with meaningful discussions that will lead to practical solutions. So technically, this quality of an effective leader slash speaker is kind of related with being collaborative. So meaning that in order for you to be able to navigate problems, you must be able to adapt to a fast-paced world, which requires critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Another quality of an effective leader or an effective speaker is that he or she knows how to provide an appropriate feedback. Those leaders who provide constructive feedback that is clear, specific, and actionable creates a culture of continuous learning and development, which means that if the team members know where they will improve, where they're at with their work, they will know how to improve their performance. Therefore, a good team requires a good leader who knows how to communicate with his or her team members through providing constructive criticism. Another quality of an effective leader is someone who knows how to converse with others. So we all know that our world is multicultural. We often interact with people from different backgrounds. Therefore, in order for you to be able to connect with more people, you must know how to communicate properly. Which means that if you know how to communicate properly and effectively, you will engage with more individuals. And when you engage with them, you will learn how to respect them and interact with them more effectively, despite the difference in culture, beliefs, and experience. Therefore, in comparing an effective leader and an effective speaker, we were able to see that oral communication is the cornerstone of an effective leadership. As I've discussed earlier, competence in oral communication is a cornerstone of effective leadership. In order for you to become a good leader, you must be able to learn how to communicate effectively. Hence, in our next topic, we are going to talk about the four M's, which provide a structured approach to mastering the vital skill of public speaking. We have first is the material, and then the message, followed by methods and manners. Now let's talk about the first M, which is the material. As I've said, stands for material, which means it refers to the topic of your speech. The topic of your speech could either be drawn from your personal experience, observations, inspirations, or any subject you are interested in. So, in choosing the right material, it's important that you must be able to set the foundation for your entire presentation or speech. For example, if you wanted to talk about social media, then perhaps you might want to pick a more specific topic like how social media help you find your true love or your grandmother's experience with social media. But if you're struggling to find an appropriate topic, perhaps you might want to jot down all your ideas on a paper and then highlight the ones you are most interested in and knowledgeable about. So once you've selected your topic, it's important to research, of course, and understand your chosen topic thoroughly. So the next M will be the message. Whether you're informing, entertaining, or persuading your audience, the way you deliver your message is very crucial. Let's try to explore the different methods of delivery and how we can effectively connect them with your audience. So, the first method of delivery is what we call the memorized speech. From the word itself, memorized, it's something that you deliver from memory. It's often used in contests or formal gatherings. While it allows for a polished delivery, it requires significant time and commitment to memorize. And of course, there might be a risk of memory lapses. Hence, there will be time that you will forget your next line, which is one of the disadvantages of a memorized speech. Another method is what we call the manuscript method, which is delivered by reading aloud from a written script. This method is often used for official proclamations or public announcements. However, it can be challenging to maintain eye contact and connect with the audience since your eyes will be more focused with your script rather than you connecting with your audience through eye contact. Another type of speech or methods of delivery is what we call the impromptu speech, which is delivered without preparation. It's often when asked to speak spontaneously, for instance, during a recitation in class. This method is might be challenging due to the lack of time to organize your thoughts. That is why during recitation in class you might be surprised because your teacher will just call you randomly and some of you might panic because you will be overcome by nervousness. And the last method is what we call the extemporaneous speech. This one is delivered with some preparation and rehearsal, which often use notes for guidance. Take note, guys, that we in extemporaneous speech, the speaker would just use notes, and a note is different from the manuscript, since notes are only used as a guide. This method allows for a well-crafted and engaging speech, such as an inspirational talk at a graduation ceremony. It can be very nerve-wracking for beginners, but is a great step towards mastering public speaking. So those are the different methods of delivery in delivering a speech. The next M that we are going to talk about is manners. Well, what you say to your audience is as important as how you say your message. That is why in the last M of public speaking, we have manners, which refers to how you deliver the message. It refers to how respectful you are with your audience. Let me explain this further by breaking down the concept of manners. First is, excuse me, we must be able to observe ethically sound goals. So when you deliver a speech, it's important to have goals that are sound, which means you have to avoid negative criticism of individuals, such as your teachers, family, or friends, and steering clear of promoting harmful activities like hacking. Since the goal of public speaking is all about finding the greater good or reaching the greater good of human being, it's counterproductive to promote harmful activities in your speech. So therefore, your speech should aim to uplift and inform rather than harm or degrade other people. Next is you must be always be prepared. So preparation is key to delivering a successful speech, which means that you must be responsible enough to both yourself and your audience to be well prepared. Which means that I'm referring to researching your topic thoroughly, organizing your thoughts, practicing your delivery. Telling the truth. So when we say tell the truth, you have to ensure that your sources and data are accurate and always acknowledge the authors of any borrowed ideas, quotes, songs, phrases, or statistics. This is to avoid plagiarism or stealing the ideas of other people. This not only builds your credibility as a speaker, but this is also a way of respecting the intellectual property of other people. And for the last one under manners is being sensible and sensitive. This means that since your audience came from different cultural backgrounds, identities, affiliations, religions, beliefs, values, preferences, and orientations, it's important that you must be able to learn how to respect the diversity around you. But how do we do it? Learning the language and gestures, as well as avoiding statements or assumptions that could be offensive or exclusionary. So instead, you can be respectful and sensitive by striving to be more inclusive and considerate of all audience members. So under manners, these are the things that we have to observe. It's not just about being polite, but being ethical, being prepared, truthful, and respectful. So by following this, I hope that you will be practicing manners when delivering your speeches in the future. Those are the 4 M's of public speaking. We have the material, the message, manners, and methods. By focusing on the 4 M's of speech, you can definitely enhance your public speaking abilities and connect meaningfully with your audience. Well, I hope that you learned something from our discussion. If ever you have questions, you can definitely ask me, message me via Messenger, or perhaps leave a comment in our Google Classroom. So yeah, that's our discussion for today. Kindly wait for the assignment because I'm going to leave an assignment after this lecture. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a nice day ahead. Bye bye. Thank you so much again.